His power, and let me tell you why. Like, so we believe that God is the most loving, right? We agree with that, that he's the most loving, right? He has the greatest form of love, greater than our love, right? So, for example, because God is the greatest, he's whatever we can conceive, he's the greatest. When it comes to love, that means he's the greatest, right? So let me ask you this. What is a greater form of love? Just loving yourself, which is good, you gotta love yourself, right? Or loving, sharing your love with another. Which one would be greater? The shared love, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so this means that God, within himself, would have to have, at the very least, the attribute of shared love, right? Meaning that requires another person.
But he has it for his creations already. He doesn't need someone related to him. Like, would you say like a dad and a son? Do you think the son is?
Having a son is not necessary for him to love other people.
Now watch. Let me show you guys the problem with that, because that's the obvious thing. Like he loves his creation, right? He loves his creation. But now notice this: for God to have this idea, for God to have a greater form of love, he is relying on creation to have that shared love with. So that would mean he's dependent on creation.
Love through his forgiveness. He says, "You do this, just apologize to me, come back to me, and I'll forgive you. That's how much I love you."
I understand.
The worst thing, just ask for forgiveness and change.
I understand.
God being the most forgiving is also.
Is his
I would say, I agree that his forgiveness is like a subset of his love. The problem is this: is that for God to have shared love, that higher quality of love, he would need, like in y'all's idea, he needs creation to have that shared love with. So without creation, there is no shared love within God. He needs creation to have that greater form of love.
Are we not the creations?
Yeah, we're the creation, and basically, so look, for God to be God means that he's independent, right?
That's what we're saying.
Yeah, but with this idea of love, this means that God is dependent on creation to have shared love. But with our concept of God, because God is multi-personal, because there's the Father and the Son, and then the Spirit, that shared love is within the essence of God, even without creation.
So is that
Okay, I understand.
is that the logic you use for God having a son?
Yes.
That's it.
Yep. Because God is love at his core. He is love. He's the most loving. That means that God will eternally and infinitely generate another person to have a higher quality of love with, because in his essence, he is love. So,
So your argument is saying that God having a son does not take away from his power.
exactly, I would say that it actually shows his power.
Okay,
Shows
sure.
that without having to have all of this.
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand. But at the same